Hi everyone, how you going? I just thought I am in the process of putting together a journal to hold some index cards in, and I just thought I'd come on and let you see what I'm actually going to do in case you're so inclined to do it yourself. I have started, and what I'm using, I have gutted a book. This was called The Block with One Holer, and it was by James Begley, illustrated by Rigby, and I love this here. This is like an old Aussie icon, the outside dunny that we used to have. So look at him sitting there reading his paper. Okay, a dunny toilet, an outside toilet, Aussie slang, old outside a dunny. Okay, so I did get a bit careless and rip, and I didn't rip it, I stuck my blade through the cover, so I'm going to have to patch that up a bit. But it's going to be a good size. For September, I want to do that 6x4 index card that Crystal is going to be doing in Art It Out, in her Facebook group Art It Out, and on her YouTube channel, which is, I think it's called Crystal with Art It Out or something like that, but I'll leave Crystal's details down in my description so that you can go over and have a look. I've already cut the paper. I'm putting in it as just cardstock that I've had here in my stash, so I'm actually going to use this for one of my hashtag 100 things as well, because I already had the book and it was already gutted, so I have the cover for the book, and I already had these papers as well. And the size of my paper, whoops, throwing the ruler around, I'll go in inches. So the length is about 7 3/4 inches, and the width of it is around about 5 inches, and the cover is about 5.5 by 8.5. So the papers are going to fit in there rather nicely when it's put together. And the way I'm going to do it, I'm not actually going to sew the signatures straight into this spine here. I'm going to put them on a very strong piece of cardboard, which I think you might call chipboard in America. So I'm going to sew the signatures onto this cardboard, and then I'm going to be gluing that into the center. But what I want to do to start off with is I'm just going to put some masking tape over this spine here because of that little rip, and I'm going to decorate the cover. So that's what I'm going to do first. And I'm going to do it half and half, do one side first and then the other side. That's my bone folder. So I've got that piece of masking tape on there, and then another piece on this side. And just flip it over And I'm going to press these ones down because I'm going to put another bit of the tape on here. I'm going to try and keep the image down here on the page. So I might just cut that one. Press that up, and I'm just going to put one strip down on this side. I'm just going to leave that picture there showing. I'm just thinking, will that pull up? No, that won't pull up, that'll be fine. Okay, so there's my fixed spine. And you can't even notice that I put my blade through that up there now. Alright, so now I might do the inside first, because the inside I'm just going to paint with some black gesso. Alright, so I've got the black gesso on the inside. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to decorate the front of it. So I'll see you back here in a minute. I'm also going to paint this little cardboard strip black as well, the bit that goes on the inside. I just remembered that after I turned the camera off. So I'll do that now. And that can dry, have time to dry as well. And I'm just using the black gesso. This is the strip of cardboard that I'm actually going to sew the signatures onto. Okay, I'll let that dry. Just lean it up there. My inside cover is dry, and my little bit of cardboard's dry for my signatures that I'm going to bind my signatures on. And now I am going to finish off this side of the cover. I'm just going to make a mark around. I want to keep the picture on the bottom, but I'm going to cover the rest of it. So I thought I'd just do kind of a little bit of a border like that. So that will be straight down there and have that scalloped around the side. And what I'm going to use, I'm just going to use some all different coloured greens. And I think I might start with the lightest one first, which is lime green. And a sponge. I'm going to sponge it on. If I can find a sponge I can work with, that one will be right. I might just cut that off a bit. That'll do. And just going to go around with some green paint all over it. This is a light green. What did I say it was? Lime green. And that's really not going to make much difference, but I'm going to use it anyway. Try, so what did I say? I'm going to try and not get that on there. A bit so I can get right up on that edge. That'll do. And I'm going to go with this green, which is insect green, and just put that straight on here. Paints are getting a bit low. Okay, I'll give that a bit of a dry. And now a bit darker green, which is a lily pad from Ranger. And I need a darker green. which will be I might use this one, and this is Viridian from Montmartre. I'll just give that a bit of a shake. These sometimes these paints separate in the tubes. I have had them for quite a while. Oh, and a great big blob come out, that'd be right. Good one, Wendy. And by layering this paint on here, I didn't have to worry about using gesso to cover up the name of the book. Okay, so I'm liking that so far. Just take a bit more of that out. Alright, I'll just turn it up the right way now. See how that is. Oh, that's pretty cool. But I think I just want to bring in a little bit more black, so I'll dry this up, and that's going to annoy me. I didn't cut that off properly. I'm just going to put a little, see what I mean by little. Right, I've got a little bit of black, and I just want to do just a sponge around the outsides. Well, see, that was a bit too much, but that's okay. Okay, so I think that's it for my cover. Just make sure I've got all around the outsides where I want it with the black. Yep, that looks good. Okay, right, so I'll just put that out. So that's what it looks like so far. That looks pretty cool. I'm happy with that. So when it's closed, you'll have that, and that's the back. Alright, so I'll just leave that over to the side and let it finish drying properly, and just wipe my table down so I can bind these signatures together. This thing here that I'm using with the possums on it, it's just a plastic cover from a sketchbook that I had, and it just comes in really handy just to put down there on my table to use. I can get paint on it and it just wipes off nice and easy. I was asked by a couple of people about the possums, and to tell you the truth, when they mentioned possum, I thought I didn't draw or paint any possums, and then I realised that they were talking about this background sheet. Right, let's just dry that up. Okay, so I have my strip. I'll touch that up with black paint in a minute. I have my strip, and I'm just going to measure where I want my signatures put in it. So it's about 7.5, so I'll go down 3.5 and 3 3/4. That's the centre, in the centre. And I will come an inch up from the end. Make sure I've got that straight. There we go. An inch up from the bottom and an inch down from the top. So that's my centre row. And I'll put another signature there and there, and there and there. Okay, so now I will be back in a sec. I'll just go and get my tool. Okay, I've just got my bit of foam here, and that's my needle, and I've got my pokey tool, which could do with a clean too on the handle, and I'm just going to poke my holes for this so I can sew the signatures into them. Okay, so I've got my holes in that, and what I'll do now, I'll just make sure I've got top and bottom. So that's the top. I'll just write a T on that up there so I know that's the top, and go to the centre signature, and I'll use this as my guide because it's more or less roughly the same height. So I'll just centre it. So I'll need one there, the centre one there, and the bottom one there. And then this one. And centre that one. So there's the top one the middle and the bottom, and then the center of this one. So there's the top, the center and the bottom. And then I just go and poke the holes through here. Oh, make sure they're straight. So there's that one. Two, three, there's that one, and the last one, the top and the bottom. Okay, so I've got all the holes parked. I've got all the holes punched and that's the top. Now I'm going to use some crochet cotton to bind it. Take that off. Pardon me. I'll just thread the needle. Okay. And I'll grab this signature, which I'm going to put on the end of that one. And it doesn't really matter where you start with it because you actually aren't going to see the other side of it. So I'll just go in through the center. I should have pushed that through a bit more. And I'll go up through, oops, so I went in the center of the signature and now I'm on the outside, so I'll go in this way. Sometimes I need my pliers to pull this needle through because my fingers get very sore. Okay, and then go back through the center to the outside. As soon as I find the hole on that side, there we go. And then back in this way from the outside into the center of the signature. I've got to find the holes. There we go. Oh, come through. There we are. Alright, so I'll just tie it up. Oh, I'm doing the tie in the center. Oh, that's alright. That's not going to worry me. Okay, I should have started from the outside, but that's okay. Whatever, Wendy. I'm not going to pull it apart now. It's just a little journal to keep my index cards in. Okay, do a double knot. Right, so So that's the first signature on there. Now I'll grab the next one, which will be this one, and this time I'll come through, oh, some more. Right, what do I do with the needle now? There it is. Nope, split it. I'll go this end. There we go. Right, so that I don't get those threads in the next signature, I will start from the outside and go that way. Which one's top? That one. So that's my top there. And go in the centre there. Right, and then I'll go down to the bottom into the next hole. And then back in the centre, and then in the centre of the signature, which is there. I actually think, well, and I caught that ribbon, I caught that thread, that's okay, I'm still going to work with it. I think I have done a tutorial on this pamphlet stitch quite a while ago. And then the top through there. Okay. And then I'll just tie these two together down here in the centre. This is where you need more fingers. Okay. And I'll snip that off. Right, so that's two signatures sewn onto that bit of chipboard. Now, where's the T? That's the top up there. So this one's going to go there, and I'll just do the same. Oops. Try again. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same, go in through the centre on the outside of that and find my hole in the centre of my signature. It should be right there. And then I'll go through here and through that hole and pull it through. Oh dear, my hands have been getting quite sore lately with the amount of signatures I have been sewing in. And then back through the centre. I'll hold that one there so I don't catch it again. And then we go in there and in through the signature. And then back out through this one and find the hole, which is about, now I can't see the hole, there it is. Right. And just pull them together and tie them. Get that 3. Okie doke. So there's my 3 signatures. Now which one is the T? Where do I have the T? Show me. Up there. So that's my top and this is my bottom. Right, so I've got my 3 signatures sewn on that little piece of the board there. You can see it. That one there. And then the inside of that one, which I sewn the wrong way, but that doesn't matter. That's fine. That's not going to worry me. Okay. Now, I've got those. And all I'm going to do now, my book is dry. I don't know if I want anything else on the inside. I think I'll just let it go for the time being. Now, I am going to place those in here, and I'm just going to glue them in, but I'm going to make sure I've got the right height for it first. Okay. And I'm just going to use some tacky glue, which is not in here either. Here I'm a pain today. Okay, so I'm just going to use some tacky glue to put that in there. And it's just going to go up flush against the back there. Right. And I'm going to use quite a bit of tacky glue. Alright, so I've got enough on there, I think, to hold it. Now I'll just pick that up, make sure I've got it in rather even, and press that down into there. Okay, now I am going to hold that just for a little bit, hold it down. I've got a little bit of glue there, I don't want that near my signature. And then I'm actually going to open it up at the centre and I'm going to lay some heavy books on it overnight, just so that I know it's going to stay flush with the inside of the spine. And then I shall come back and show you my journal when it's finished. Okay, I'll see you then. Just come back on to show you my finished journal. So there's the front. and it turned out so cool. A little bit of black around the outsides, just so that this doesn't just sit there. So that's the front and that's the back, and the inside with the signatures. These are, it's like a heavy duty card stock, but I've got all my pages in there so that I can display my, I did put a bit too much glue there and it did rip a little bit, but that's okay, not worried about that. And that's where my index cards will be going for the month of September. I've got all my cards ready, my index cards ready, my journals ready to hold them, and this is with Crystal with Art It Out in her Art It Out Facebook group on, yeah, she's Crystal with Art It Out on YouTube, and on her Facebook it's Art It Out. Okay, so that's it. Yay! So pleased, and I'm going to use this for another one of my 100 Things challenge, because I did have everything already here. Even these old index cards. So that's cool. Got them all ready for the month of September. Okay, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you later. Bye bye.